Hi guys, it's Lily and this is the start of my next process videos series. You all love these process videos of mine, and I was very surprised how much feedback and there's continuously coming in comments, and people are telling me they have learned a lot from them. And I'm giving up reasons to why I'm choosing to do things. I'm not just doing them, and also aesthetical reasons to why I'm doing things and technical. So I'm now gonna do a altered box, and I know there's a lot of people who would like to do that and they don't dare to because they feel like they're newbies or whatnot. So I'm gonna do that. I thought that would be very helpful. So I'm just gonna use some gesso. It's from Pebeo. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna gesso the sides here first most, because I'm not quite sure what kind of papers I'm gonna do. So, and I always gesso the edges, because if you put paper on it, only put it to the edge, and then the edges might show. So, and where that feather came from, I don't know. So, but since I don't quite know what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna gesso the whole thing, and it's something that goes pretty quickly, really. So, and there is gesso in other colors too. If you're doing like a black project, there it exists at black gesso, so you know that. I'm sure there are other colors. Gesso is a primer that makes it easier for whatever medium you put on a project to adhere better, because it have kind of small tooths in it. And of course this is a wooden box. It have the tooths in it already, but also at the same time I want to have it to withstand water to a certain degree, because I don't know what I'm gonna do. So it's, if you're not gonna use paper or whatever, and you have a surface that don't need gessoing, really, don't bother. Now I could have taken off these hinge here. I'll do that later on because it's easier to work with then. Might be able to get around it. Yes, I am. Nej. Har ikke det. That was my scrubby coming in. It's a kind of a happy day for me today because, well, I promised you a room tour ages ago. But the reason is that whatever I do, I cannot get it to be tight enough because I didn't have the storage, really. So I was moving my mess around from corner to corner. So I've been kind of frustrated. And I got hold of a lot of storage boxes last weekend, and I started to sort things out. So right now it looks like mayhem hit the room, but you know, that's how it is when you need to tidy up things properly. It's gonna look like something. And what my scrubby is doing is actually making shelves, because I have, you know, there's sloping ceiling. We have a house from the 50s, and there are sloping ceilings in this room, which you might have noticed in my videos, and that I have built-in cabinets in those sloping ceilings. So those are made like, one half is with shelves and the other half is for hanging clothes, meaning there's no shelves. So I have two cabinets that is per day totally unusable, and I need the space desperately. So he's making those shelves today, and I assure you I've been begging him to do it for a long time. So I'm pretty happy, and I was just explaining him that I would like to get some vertical dividers between two of the shelves for my paper stacks, so I can get them sorted out, because now they're just laying on top of each other, loose sheets and pads in between each other, and I can't keep order. Not at all. So I'm frustrated, and I do want things to be in order. Let's see. There is my heat gun. I need to dry this up pretty quickly, so okay. Now for the bottom part, and now I will cover this up easier. I usually just do some papers underneath, so I'm just gonna do the edges here. I'm not decorating the bottom, so that's always a quicker thing to do. I think I will do a second coating. I actually invested in some proper paintbrushes for these kinds of work, because the surface, if your brush is too hard, it's gonna leave brush marks, and that's a no-no for me, because I won't get that nice smooth finish. box is done on the outside and importance on the inside. Down here, it's not the easiest thing to cover up, and often you can do some kind of errors on the inside. So I always make sure I get this edges here covered up completely with the primer, because then if it's showing, it doesn't really matter, and you never know what you're gonna end up with in the end. All I know for now, I have to make this go together with some other things I've been making, and I want to use wings on it somehow, and I know the colors have to be white and cream with a touch of pink, and I need to have bling and whatever white. A sparkling project. So I just want to make sure I don't have any blobs of paint going on here, because they never dry good. Second coating. Now gesso dries fairly quickly. That's a good thing. Once I get this gesso layer on, I have to put down my filming and get some shelves screwed up. He's cutting them for me, so I need to adjust the figure out the space in between the shelves, how many shelves it's gonna be, and all that. So, and the top here, I also gesso. With 2 layers. This box would actually be a good shadow box. That would have been fun. I'm so tired of moving my mess around. It's when you start moving things around and never actually finding a space for it, you're starting to call your crafting this for crap. Oh my gosh. Junk. Crafting junk. I guess that's what my Kirby thinks when he comes in here, because he gets shocked every single time. Because it's always messy. You know, a messy room reflects that it's a creative mind live there. So, here's an exciting week for us too. My son Matthias just turned 16. In bonus daughter Lisa, she's turning 17 Monday. So yeah, big kids. Big kids. So we had family over for cake, but my grandma, yes, my grandma, almost 85 now, and she made a cake. She's a feisty lady. She came home from a holiday in Turkey. She moved the world. She made a cake, Norwegian. That means, that's a better English word to use. Sometimes I translate Norwegians too easily in my mind. Alright, a little bit more on this edge here. You can cover up this because if not it won't close, so the finish here needs to be pretty. I just got the idea of making the edges all glittery somehow. not a bad idea. And also, if you spray with Lindy's and so on a wood box, it will just evaporate into the wood, and then the gesso comes into play. It stays on the surface, so you don't lose the shimmer and the color, the intensity of it. So, and that also applies for matte surfaces, like matte papers. Glossy surfaces, it stays on top because it have kind of a protecting film that makes it be kind of floating on top there. I need to go and measure my boxes now and see how far apart my shelves are gonna be and screw them up, because that is something I can do myself. I could actually have cut them with myself too, but it doesn't hurt him to get off the sofa sometimes. Okay, so gessoed where it needs to be gessoed, and I have to consider if I'm gonna keep this locker or not. I do have some other lockers that would be cool, but this one is silver and I need to use silver as the metal accent on this, so I probably just keep it. Yeah, so I'll be right back, well, after some shelf stuff.